Hey guys, what is going on? It is So Loud a Legend here with the daily mental health check in, day number 18. I'm on day number 18, guys. Officially an adult in this thing, right? But I'm driving right now. I'm actually in beautiful Maryland, somewhere in Maryland, headed to Ocean City to one of my dearest friends' wedding. Her nuptials are tomorrow. So I'm in the car with my honey, driving. Say hi, honey.
I
He's driving. I can't let you see him. But we are on this super long bridge. It's crazy. But anyway, I really wanted to get my live in today. I was a little stressed about it. I actually got a little stressed about it. I've really been enjoying, whoa, I've been enjoying doing these live check-ins. Um, but because I'm out of town for the next couple of days, and today specifically, we had to fly. We left kind of late in the day, like a midday flight, and then the wedding party, like some of the wedding guests or whatever, are meeting up tonight at around 7 o'clock, and it's what 5:56. It's almost 6 o'clock, and we still got about an hour to drive to the location. So, saying all of that to say that it was a little stressful thinking about getting the live in tonight, and I was kind of going back and forth about how I was going to do it or if I could do it. I started to toy around with the thought of maybe not even doing the live tonight and how I felt about that. And this has just been a personal it's been a personal challenge for me to do these live videos every single night in the month of May. Now, if I did this every day of the year and I wanted to take a day off today, I would. But this was something that I decided I was going to do specifically this month, do it every single day, be consistent, be committed. And when I made the commitment to do this, I already knew that this trip was on the calendar, right? I knew that this trip was coming up. I was aware of my schedule. This has been on my calendar for the last 6 months. So it's not like it caught me by surprise. I knew what was on my calendar, and I still made the commitment to do this every day in May. And so I had to really evaluate how important it was to me to get this live done today. And I realized that it was very important because it's a personal commitment. I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm not doing it to prove a point. This is a personal challenge to me because I have no competitors. My only competition is the person I was yesterday. My goal is to beat myself, is to be better than the last version than I was. And so this is something that I decided to do for me because talk platforms are very important to me. I love to talk. I love sharing what I've been through. I love sharing my experiences. I love sharing my knowledge. I love sharing my smile and my joy. And I really would like to go further as a professional speaker. And so this has just been important to me because my mental health challenges, the PTSD, the anxiety, and the bipolar disorder, and the depression, that factored in a lot to why I'm not further along at this point in my life, going through these episodes of deep depression where I withdraw, where I'm not as productive, I don't get things done, I start to second guess myself, having these bipolar ups and downs. And so my mental health challenges have been a significant factor in my productivity and the progress that I've made in my career field at this point in my life. And for that reason, in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's why I decided to do this May. But I really wanted to overcome that obstacle. I really wanted to push back against this obstacle of inconsistency that comes when I have my depressed moods or I have panic attacks or I get into an anxiety mode or I'm triggered. These are all things that in the past I've allowed to pull me away from consistency with my talk platform. So I really wanted to push through all of that this month, no matter what, no matter what. Because we all have the regular challenges. We're always going to have scheduling conflicts, uh, bouts of physical illness, family obligations, just sheer fatigue from other things going on in life. There's always that to deal with. And then you add the mental health component on top of all of that. If you allow all of those obstacles to stop you from functioning in your passion, then you're not gonna meet the mark. You're not gonna hit goal, right? You're not gonna hit goal. So you have to decide that no matter what comes up, no matter what pushes against you, that you're gonna push back and push through. I like that. No matter what pushes against you, you're gonna push back and push through. And so that's why I made this a personal challenge for myself in the month of May in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. That come hell or high water, um, if God gave me breath in my lungs in the morning and I still had the tools to do it, that I was going to show up and do these lives. But today was really hard. Like, this is an intense day, and I was trying to think of when I was going to get this done. I wanted to get it done this morning, but there was too much to do this morning. I ended up not having a pocket of time to do it this morning before I left. So then I thought we'd get to the hotel in time enough for me to do it. And when I realized that wasn't going to happen, I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get this done because by the time we finish hanging out, it's going to be late, right? And I'm like, wait, we have this hour-long drive from the airport to the hotel. Boom. And I did bring my tripod. Boom. So I was like, you know, when you're committed to something, your brain is going to figure out a way to get it done. Like, your higher self is going to find a way to get the thing done. You're going to get the thing done. Because the thing of it is that, we can make excuses or we can make progress. And I could have made an excuse to not do this tonight. And I have valid excuse. Excuses are valid. It's not about having a valid excuse. Most excuses are valid. But at the end of the day, you're either making excuses or you're getting things done. And I didn't want to make excuses for this today. But this is challenging. It's very distracting. Um, I have a lot of anxiety in the car. I've been in a number of car accidents, so I'm always very nervous um, driving. I'm even more nervous as a passenger. I feel more comfortable driving than I do being a passenger. Um, so this is very distracting. There's a lot going on. I knew that I was going to have to push through that. I never do my lives in front of anyone when I'm actually recording it or going live. I make sure that I'm in an isolated place alone. So my husband is sitting next to me. That's very intimidating because I usually do this by myself. I don't like anybody in my space or in my face when I'm doing this, unless they're a part of the show. If they're a part of the show and I'm interviewing them, that's one thing. But to just be in the room, not participating in what I'm doing, it's intimidating because I feel so naked when I do these sessions. I feel so naked. It's almost kind of like somebody watching you take a shower. And even if it's somebody that you're close with and you love, you still don't want anyone watching you take a shower. You want privacy when you do certain things. And the bathroom is a private place, and these lives, when I actually record them, they feel so personal to me, so vulnerable, so private, that I like to be alone when I record them. But
In 2
this
miles, take the exit onto US 50 East toward Ocean City.
distraction. But we need that, right? We need to know where we're going, so I'm gonna have to leave that on. But here's the deal. This was all the time I had today. I was either gonna do this now or it wasn't gonna get done. And I know me. I know going to bed tonight, I would have felt a sense of heaviness and failure and defeat for not getting this finished. This wasn't going to be a good look for me in the morning. And I'd rather do a kind of distracted, little crazy looking live than to not press through. What did I say? To push back against anything that's pushing against you and push through, right? I know going to bed tonight and waking up tomorrow morning, I wasn't going to feel good about myself if I didn't get this done. So I really had to reflect on that. Okay, why wouldn't I feel good? Is it because I put in too much pressure on myself? Or is it because I really didn't give enough of myself to hit the goal that I wanted to hit? Um,
Use the right two lanes to take the exit onto US 50 East toward Ocean City.
I guess, no, my husband's in trouble. He is, and he knows it. You should see his face right now. We don't need two GPS on distracting me. But let's go ahead and get on off on this exit. It's so beautiful out here, though. Now, you guys know my goal. If you've seen some of these other lives, like what I said was enough. I could have finished, but I made a goal to do at least 18 minutes a night, and I'm only at 11 minutes and 40 seconds right now. So I got to pull more. So what I was saying though is she gonna interrupt me again? No, no, we got 30 miles now. Okay. What I was saying is that I was going to feel a heaviness for not pushing through. I just wouldn't have slept well. This wasn't going to feel good to me in the morning. So then I wanted to evaluate that because sometimes we're too hard on ourselves. So I did reflect on that. Sometimes we are too rigid. When I did my reel today on IG, you guys know I do this little 90-second reel on IG every day and kind of just do a quick check-in about how I'm feeling. And I was talking about the stress that I was feeling over getting this live done tonight, and that I was going to reflect on why that felt stressful to me. And my reflection was about whether or not I'm being too rigid. Am I being too hard on myself? And how would I define that? I would say being too hard on yourself, which can also be a symptom of toxic shame. When you feel ashamed of yourself, you push yourself really hard for perfectionism. It can also be a sign of functional depression because you constantly have to be doing something. You can't rest, you can't sit still. It can be a sign of a low sense of self worth. So you have to be achieving something to feel good about yourself. So sometimes we're very hard on ourselves, and the motivation behind it is not good. You know, we're in this grind culture. We got to be grinding. We got to be grinding, and that's great. I'm all about the grind. I love to work. Work is my relaxation, so I'm all about the grind. But you do have to take a step back and reflect on your motive for grinding so hard. Why are you grinding so hard? For what? Why won't you stop? Why won't you rest? Why do you feel like a failure if you don't complete things or you don't get it done perfectly? That reflection needs to take place too, because sometimes the grind is coming from an unhealthy place. And so when I started to feel stressed about doing the live tonight, I had to pay attention to that stress, because stress is a signal that there's a potential threat. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Why do I feel stressed about this? Am I pushing myself too hard? Am I being too rigid? Is my motivation to get this done tonight coming from a wrong place? And I did some reflection and some evaluation on that, because if I found that to be the case, then I just wouldn't have done it tonight. Okay. But I would say pushing myself too hard, I would define that as making an unreasonable demand on myself, or demanding a performance of myself that is detrimental to my well-being, okay, or maybe detrimental, um, or harmful to other people that I'm supposed to be taking care of, or connected to. Like if I was so obsessed with this, my kids are not eating. They don't have any food, but I got to get this done. If I'm so obsessed with this that I came all the way here to go to my friend's wedding and I show up at the wedding late because I got to get my live in. This now becomes an unreasonable demand on myself to get this done. So that's how you can, when you do this reflection about where that motivation for your grind is coming from, that's the question that you can ask yourself. Is this an unreasonable demand that you're placing on yourself? Because will this demand uh, cause some type of detriment to your life or to other areas of your life, to your personal well-being, like robbing you of rest, um, physical relaxation, or whatever. Like, if it was causing physical pain, physical distress, excuse me, unreasonable physical distress, or you're slacking on your other important duties, taking care of your wife, your husband, your children, not showing up to work on time, just crazy stuff. And so I did that self reflection today when I started to feel stressed. That was my self reflection. It's like, okay, this doesn't feel good right now. Am I putting an unreasonable demand on myself? So that created like a question or a problem that my brain had to solve. No, it's not an unreasonable demand because my motive for doing this is very pure and it's very good. I am pushing through an obstacle that has prevented me from performing and succeeding to the level that I could have. And I need to push through this. I need this momentum, right? I'm getting close to 21 days. It takes 21 days to break a habit. 21 days of going live every single day to break the habit of making excuses for why I wasn't getting this done. Because I could have been doing this. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to break that momentum. So my motive was good. So when I realized that my motive for doing this was good and this is a good thing and that it's not causing detriment to my family, to myself, it's like, no, I have to push through this stress. So this stress is not coming from me doing something detrimental or unhealthy or doing it to the extent of it being detrimental. Because you can do a good thing in a bad way, right? So it wasn't that. It was simply finding the time to do it. So when I was able to move that question out of my mind as to whether or not I was pushing myself too hard or being unreasonable, when I got the green light on that, it's like, okay, well, I just got to figure out a way to get it done then. And here I am. So that's when the light bulb went off. It's like, you got your tripod with you. Your honey is going to be driving. You chilling. It's daylight, so everybody be able to see you. Do it in the car. Just get it done. Get it done. You can do this. So I got it done. So it's 18 minutes and 34 seconds. So I got it done. So so that is my reflection for today, guys. Mental health awareness 2023, day number 18. I'm so excited. I'm 3 days away from hitting this 21-day mark. So I'm more motivated than ever to be back here tomorrow, even though my friend's wedding is actually tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it in tomorrow. But I'll probably do it in the morning tomorrow. I don't think it will be nearly as stressful as trying to figure this out for today. But that's it, guys. Come on, show up. Show up for yourself. That's what I want to say. Let this be an example to you to show up for yourself. Show up for your dreams. Push yourself. Stop giving yourself excuses and reasons to not be great. Push yourself and show up for yourself. Show up for your greatness. Show up for your growth. Show up for your healing. Show up for your progress. Show up for that better life that you want to live. Show up for yourself. Just show up. No matter what it takes, show up. And always do that reflection to make sure that your grind is coming from a healthy place. And if it's not, just make the adjustment. Don't quit. Just make the adjustment that you need to make. So this is Soul Out of Legend, mental health check-in day number 18. Love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. And until next time, remember, only you can make your life matter.